Switching to Geico is a good idea, especially when you consider everything.
First off, Geico makes it easy to switch. They have licensed agents available 24/7 online or over the phone.
But if it's so easy, you might start thinking everything is easy, even big wave surfing. And it's not. It's actually quite difficult.
Well, if you switch to Geico, you could save hundreds on car insurance. And you could keep saving by bundling your motorcycle, boat, and RV, plus your home or renter's insurance.
But saving money might lead you to make some questionable purchases, like a 20-foot feather boa. And do you know how hard it is to clean a 20-foot feather boa?
Well, they do have an industry-leading mobile app you can use to pay your bill, file and manage a claim, or add a new driver.
But when life gets a little easier, it makes you too confident, and you start calling everyone Ace. And you're better than that.
Well, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating and has been saving people money for 85 years. It's hard to beat that.
But you're right.
Switch to Geico. It's obviously a good idea.
Think.
Yeah, that's recording. Right, let me just check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
My night is rubbish. Isms. Juxtapose. Didactic. My night is rubbish. My night is rubbish podcast.
Hello, and welcome to episode number 70 of Modern Art is Very Sporadic.
Modern art is very sporadic.
Well, what can we say? We've been very sporadic, haven't we, really?
Yeah, well, it's quite a long story, and it's mainly down to, like, me, really.
Yeah. So
yeah, because... Yeah, shall I say something about it?
Also, just before we do that, we have got some art stuff to talk about as well before we get into the detail.
Yeah, so I had some brain surgery, like 5 rounds of it in 2019, October.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we had, did we do episodes while I was in hospital?
Yeah,
Probably not.
We did, and we even got we got our friends Paul to stand in, and I did a few clips when you were in hospital.
Oh, Paul, that.
Oh no, you buried the hatchet officially a few.
Oh yeah, no, I
ago.
did. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, Paul was lovely. He stood in for me.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job actually. He got a lot of good reviews. I didn't tell you that at the time.
Oh right, yeah, good. That was probably sensible because I was a bit jealous.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had like 5 rounds of brain surgery, and it like was successful.
Yeah.
And and then like 6 months later, a month into lockdown, I thought my brain abscess had like come back, and I had all the same symptoms, and I was like vomiting and I had a headache because sometimes they can reoccur.
Yeah.
And I'd read about that on Google, which is never a good idea. And I had all this, and my GP thought it'd come back as well. So he sent me into hospital, and I turned up in hospital ready for like another month stay. And they did a scan, and it was like totally fine.
Yeah.
So they sent me home, and when I got home, I just felt totally better.
Yeah.
So that was quite weird. And then 7 months after that, in November, I had like a seizure.
Yeah.
And like that can be like an after effect of having like a scar in your brain. And I was so anxious about it because I've got a little baby.
Yeah.
That I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. And then it all came to a head, and I had like 10 seizures in 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like back in hospital. This is in December, just gone. And I'd gone totally mental by this point because I hadn't slept and I was having all these seizures.
Yeah.
And I started telling everyone I was Richie Edwards.
Richie Edwards is the mystery guitar player, isn't he? He went missing from a Welsh band. What's the name of them? Manic Street Preachers, didn't he? at the age of 27.
He went missing in 1995, and then people think they've seen him in Goa or Lanzarote.
Yeah.
But he's like presumed dead.
Yeah, so it's a mystery art. Well, the thing is I remember you sending a text to me saying that you thought you were Richie, I'm Richie Edwards, but I said you weren't very good at Richie Edwards because I knew where you were. No one knows where he is. So.
So I was in hospital for like another like a week or so, and they drugged me up completely, and like I'm still all drugged up now. Yeah, so like I'm getting used to all the drugs, and it's all right really. But that's why we've been a bit sporadic.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we wanted to talk about this to you listening at home, or listening in wherever. Hopefully not listening while you're doing operating machinery. I don't know what that means, but, so thanks to everyone who listens and for sticking by us, and the fact that you still got this episode playing, cheers for that.
Yeah, and thanks, Marcus, for not getting pullback. Or you could get pullback. That would be totally fine.
I think we'll have to do a special for him because he was very good on the show, as I say.
Yeah, he might not want to come back. He's quite busy, isn't he?
He is a very busy man. Very busy man. Right. Okay. So, I think people would like to hear some art news. Do you think, Tom?
Yeah, we might as well. This is Modern Art is Rubbish.
Right. So, the first thing is I just wanted to talk about is obviously, while we've been away, there's been all these monoliths that have suddenly been discovered, particularly the one that was in Utah. The one that was a metal pillar that was put in red sandstone in a canyon in northern Juan. I was trying to be all Spanish in San Juan County, Utah. And it's sort of like a 3 meter tall metal sheet of a monolith, and apparently like state biologists were like flying over it. I don't know what doing whatever biology things they do, and they saw this monolith and they hadn't noticed it before, and it was quite a big hit all over the internet. Basically now, though, it's been removed and the Bureau of Land Management now has it in their possession. Lucky them. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Well, wasn't there some artists on Instagram who claimed it was theirs and they put a $45,000 price tag on it?
I heard something about that. I don't know if they actually made one and put 45,000 because there was an idea that it was by an artist called John McCracken, who used to live in the Southwest desert, and he was into extraterrestrials and the sort of conspiracy kind of theories about aliens leaving monoliths. I don't know why they just come down and just leave a monolith. No, would they do that?
I don't know. Well, I guess it was like amazing publicity because I knew all about it.
What, publicity for aliens?
Well, no, for monoliths.
Yeah.
They don't, really monoliths don't get much publication, so...
Yeah. No, they don't get much publicity except in 2001 when all those gorillas started getting all confused by the monolith, which... Have you seen, the scene I'm talking about in 2001?
Space Odyssey.
Yeah, at the very start where there's that big black monolith and there's these gorillas and they've got all their bones and they're shaking them and thinking, what the hell's this monolith? Which is exactly really what the internet was like. Really, it wasn't much different. The way that people react now hasn't really changed much from our gorilla days.
Yeah, so one appeared in the Isle of Wight as well, didn't it?
Yeah, apparently they appeared everywhere. You've had one that was appeared in Romania. That was that was being sort of like very similar. You've had them all over the place, but apparently I think a lot of them as well were already installed. You know, they've already been there for a long time. I'm not really interested in monoliths at the moment. I think it's more about how the internet is, really. It seems to be more of a story about the internet than about the art itself.
Yeah, but a lot of residents on the Isle of Wight said it was like very beautiful and it looked nice. It was unexpected, and they enjoyed that it was there.
Yeah, it's a bit of interest, isn't it? And it gets shared on memes and stuff. But whether it makes you think about anything other than monoliths, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it made you think of 2001: Space Odyssey.
Oh yeah. I'm not. Do you know what? I like minimal art, but I'm not a great fan of the recent spate of monolith stuff.
Oh right, yeah. You're not a fan of mirrors.
Oh, I like mirrors, but I don't. I never look in them in the first thing in the morning anymore. I don't know what that means. Anyway, on to the next one. The next story is Tintin. There's been a big sale of Tintin. Basically, a cover that was painted by Hergé, which is a watercolour and gouache painting, and it was a rejected cover. Basically, it's just sold for 3.2 million euros, which is about $3.8 million.
Blimey.
Yeah, and it's a painting. It shows Tintin and his dog Snowy, and they're in a porcelain jar, and there's a sort of like a big Chinese dragon there as well. And it was as I say, it was a rejected cover, basically, when Hergé submitted it for his book. The printers or the publishers at the time said it'd be too expensive to print, so he had to do another cover.
Oh right, so it was like a rejected cover.
Yeah, it's just too. Yeah, so it's not even a thing. But it shows now. I mean, like, it shows how much comic art and stuff is now coming into the sort of like a, you know, it's been collected as much as other forms of fine art now.
Yeah, it's quite a sort of culty series of books, isn't it, Tintin?
Yeah. It's a little bit, I have to say, I love Tintin. I've got several Tintin books, but I have to say some of the imagery is a bit dated now, to say the least. But obviously it was drawn a long time ago. Yeah,
well, they were like children's books, weren't they?
Well, no, they're adults and children's comics. You know, they're adults comics. I would say they're for everyone, really. But as I say, there are some imagery of, you know, when he goes to Africa and some sort of, you know, I don't think you'd get away with drawing them today. Put it this way.
All right, because I had the books as a child.
Yeah. And
like my mum always reminds me that I had them, as if I was some massive fan. But I think she bought them for me.
Yeah, I love them. No, I've read them. I've read them again as an adult as well. The thing I would like to know, he's got his famous dog Snowy, of course. But how do you cope with your dog Toby compared to Snowy? He's just not in the same league. I'm sorry. The reason why I'm not a fan. I have to say here, let's get it on the record. I'm not, Tom. You know, I'm not a big fan of Toby ever since I came round your house and he weed on my shoe when when I had my shoe on.
Yeah, we were sat in the garden and he just came up to Marcus and just weed on his shoe.
Yeah,
it was very rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Snowy is a really resourceful, intelligent dog, and all Toby managed to do was wee. It was actually my trainer, so that actually makes it worse because it went through to my sock.
Yeah, did you put it in the washing machine?
Yes, I did, and it came up very nice. Thank you very much.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Now, a short advertisement break.
Turtle art prints are appearing everywhere. What's this? And another one. Turtle art prints on the Isle of Wight. And more. Surely it can't be the same artist.
So just head over to modernartisrubbish.com and subscribe to our email list to get your free artwork and to be updated on the latest Modern Art is Rubbish news. On to the final thing I want to talk about. Right. Now, Tom, I got recommended this book called The Goldfinch, and it's by an author, a really good author called Donna Tartt. Donna Tartt, the name of the author sounds a bit like someone who'd put a cake on their head.
Yeah.
It does. But there you go. But she's great. She's really good. But I thought, someone said, oh yeah, you should read this book. And I thought, yeah, I'll read it. Yeah, why not? And then I thought, well, no, I'm not going to actually read it. I'm going to get the audio book, which is fine because it's the unabridged audio book. And it turns out, in my excitement to sort of load the audio book down, I didn't realise the audio book is actually 36 hours long. Now, most novels I've looked at seem to be around about 14 hours. So I've been listening to this book and I've now done 25 hours worth of it. And it's a book called The Goldfinch. So I really want to finish it now. It's a great book, but, you know, enough's enough. Now, the book is called The Goldfinch, and without giving too many spoilers, it's about a story about a...
Spoiler alert!
Yeah. I know, you don't care about spoilers, do you?
Yeah, well, it annoys me when people like avoid talking about things. And they all like, oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's just like, I find that a bit annoying.
Yeah, well, in fact, that's all I can say about this book now, because everything's...
Yeah.
So, it starts off with a boy who's going to an art gallery with his mum, and there's an explosion. And basically, he ends up acquiring a small painting called The Goldfinch, and it's an epic book about his life and him growing up and everything. And you know, there's so much detail in it. I thought, my God, this book is massive. It's truly massive. I was actually comparing the number of pages, although I'm obviously just the audio book, but I was comparing the number of pages to War and Peace, and it's not so far off. So it's a massive epic book. But the painting I wanted to actually talk about, which is the title, called The Goldfinch, is actually a painting by the Dutch Golden Age artist called Karel Fabritius, and it's a drawing of a life-sized chained goldfinch, and it's painted in 1654. It's a really, really lovely little painting. And you know, it's really simple, and you've got this little goldfinch, and he's on this kind of like box on the wall, and it's very unusual for its time. And what's interesting about this guy, and now he studied with Rembrandt, and he's the only sort of artist from the school of Rembrandt to actually come out with his own style. Unfortunately, he didn't live very long, because in 1654 he got blown up. Hello, Tom?
Oh, yeah, and he got blown up not by a flock of goldfinches.
No. Sadly, it was very similar to the tragic events in the Lebanon. There was a cache of whatever, I don't know what it was, gunpowder or something, went up and took out in Delft in Holland and killed lots and lots of people, and it blew up him and his studio as well. And basically only about a dozen of his paintings now survive. So you can see there's kind of like a parallel in this fictitious story. There's this young boy who's who gets blown up, who's in an explosion in a museum, and he takes this painting.
Are you talking about the Donna Tartt book?
Yes, I am. It's a really, really good book, and I recommend that everyone reads it. But it's just blooming long, really, really long, and you gotta. But it's never boring. It's so I do put it on my art book recommended reading list.
Yeah, so is this like a painting? Did you find it because of the book, or it's actually the cover of the book?
It is on my cover. I don't know if it's on every cover. Well, the cover of my audio book that I've got it on.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, I recommend that. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Hello, is this Hats & Co?
Yes, welcome to Hats & Co. How can I help you, madam?
I was wondering if you could suggest a hat that I could wear. I simply have no money, though, so I wonder what you could suggest.
Why don't you just don a tart?
So, Tom.
Yeah?
That's the end of the show. So, if anyone wants to get in contact with us, let's get the words out. Our email address is info@modernartisrubbish.com. Thank you so much, I'd like to say, to our Patreon supporters for supporting us throughout this time, even, recently as well. It does cost us money to keep the podcast going, and that's really appreciated. Also, they can join us on Facebook as well. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, and they can join me on Spotify.
Yes, we can, which we're going to talk about in a second. Also, modernartisrubbish.com if you head over to there. And also, please, if you haven't subscribed to our email list, please do. You can find out about that on our website. So, Tom, before we go, you've got a new song that we are going to be playing out the show with. What's the details?
It's called I'm Searching For It.
Yeah.
And it was like my last couple of songs. It was recorded in this sort of crazy period.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully it doesn't sound too mad.
No, sounds good. It sounds good. So, Tom, let's say our byes and let's play the song out.
Goodbye.
Bye. See ya. Bye.
I'm searching for it. I keep searching for it, yeah. I'm searching for it. I keep searching for it, yeah. I'm searching for it in my pocket, and I'm calling. D-D-D-yeah. Oh, caught up in a fight as you're walking away. What you gonna do as you're walking away? And the DJ's playing. Dogs and the babies on and on and on. My kind of day. Did you name your daughter Christine? Paul singing away. Here we go, treetops tell me. Chris is on a wild trip, and our thoughts of a warm rain. Yeah. Rain on, choo-choo train. Get too stone thin when you've been all the way there and back. I'm searching for it. Keep searching for it, yeah. I'm searching for it. Keep searching for it, yeah. And I thought that your mom might say, what you gonna do? You've been all that way, and you got your coat on, and you got your coat on, so you better leave now.
Do you wonder where your food comes from? More and more people do. America's corn farmers work hard every day to grow a crop that you can be proud to serve your family. And they're doing it with an eye toward sustainability, caring for water, air, soil, and resources that fuel healthy families and more sustainable products. Take a look to find out how farmers in rural America work to make life better for all of us, from cities to their rural communities. Learn more at ncga.com. NCGA, a commitment to the future.
Hey, do you love a good story? Great. Then you got to check out the #Storytime podcast. Each episode brings you the craziest, creepiest, and cringiest stories from YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, and beyond.
My story is about the time that I was broken up with at the 9/11 memorial. Twice.
Look, the internet is a dumpster full of stories, and I, your host, Will McFadden, dive in headfirst, sift through the flaming trash, and bring you nothing but treasures. Listen to all 21 episodes of #Storytime now on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.